but you have Joe Schmo over here who's off like 3 keys and
Joe
he's
Schmo.
singing the song, but you can't have Kermit or Miss Piggy or Michael Caine singing the song. Like, what are we doing?
You think Michael Caine's gonna fly down there for that at 90,000 years old?
No, but it would be better than that guy that they had.
I
Even
ain't
Goofy was
flying
singing.
down there to sing that song, that bloody song. Tis the season. Everybody's watching Home Alone. As a matter of fact, we'll be watching Home Alone tomorrow night on our Patreon. So go to patreon.com/TRB podcast. Make sure you're signed up because we're watching Home Alone tomorrow night. But today on Nerdy and Nice, we're going to talk about Macaulay Culkin's wild, semi-serious pitch for a Home Alone sequel. So welcome everybody to Nerdy and Nice. I'm John. With me as always is Lacey. Lacey, you and I have been talking not that long ago about the missing component of the fast food tie-in with big movies. I know we talked about how, you know, the old Star Wars things they used to do. Batman had one a long time ago. Like they used to be a thing, and it seems to not be as big of a driver as it used to be. But now, some international markets, sadly not here in the U.S., Spain, Portugal, and some others have tapped into it. So McDonald's partnered with Netflix for Stranger Things for an adult meal that comes with a toy. So
they're doing that now with Grinch here in the U.S.
They're doing that with Grinch, yeah, which that's interesting.
The dill fries, yeah.
But the fact that that's happening and it's not happening here, it's like a little bummer, but it looked really cool and it definitely felt nostalgic. And Stranger Things, obviously a 1980s show, so they're tapping into that. But that pairing might not be needed for Stranger Things, as Stranger Things Season 5 debuted with nearly 60 million views in its first 5 days.
Insane.
It's the biggest premiere for any English language show in the history of the biggest streaming service in history.
Wild. So wild.
Lacey, what do you make of all that stuff?
I love a good tie-in / collaboration
Me
thing.
too.
I love marketing. I think Wicked's done it really well. Like I'm not into Wicked, but it's everywhere. Like you can't avoid it.
Wait, I thought you were into Wicked. What happened?
No, I mean like buying product and stuff that's Wicked. Like I'm not into like going out and getting all the Wicked Stanley Cups and stuff. Like that's not my thing. But it
Wicked
is
Stanley Cups.
Oh yeah. Wicked Stanley Cups. They have nail polish, makeup, clothes, toys, all that stuff, which I get it. People are really into it. But I love a good marketing thing. Like we were talking about right before we started, the clip that's going around from the Percy Jackson billboard, where like the video plays into with like use of water waves, and then it dumps to a tank below and then cycles back up through the billboard. Yeah. It looks really, really cool. Like that's the stuff that I love. I'm like, that's so good. That's so creative.
And people are talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just a new innovative way to use technology that still makes it immersive. Like standing there, you feel it, you hear it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I do like a good fast food tie-in, and I'm like so guilty of like trying like the Taco Bell stuff every time they come out with something new. I'm like, I'll try it. Why not? Yeah. I'll try it. So I'm proud to say I've never tried like the Burger King black burgers and stuff that people eat. Never done those, but
neither have I.
I don't know. I'd be into trying funny stuff. Like we've talked about how Stranger Things has so many food items. I was tempted to get like they have this bag of Doritos that's like 2 different types of Doritos that are like specifically for Stranger Things that I was gonna get, and I was like, do I really need the Doritos? Probably not.
I picture disgruntled workers at those McDonald's like, you want this stuff upside down? They just dump the fries into the bag.
Yeah.
It's on theme. But yeah, what's interesting, the toys that I guess come with it, again, not available in the US, so people are probably going to go on eBay to buy them for these people in Spain and Portugal looking to make a small profit. But they're like mini knockoff Funkos. They almost look like these Mighty Mugs a little bit like I have the Han Solo one, and it's
Yeah.
of the Demogorgon and the 4 main boys and 11. So that's those are the options. So you're not getting a Steve Harrington, you're not getting a Eddie Munson, you're not getting Max. You're just getting the core crew from season 1. But I thought that was interesting, and when I saw the adverts for it, I was like, that's pretty good. And like, I mean, that show, they're just firing on all cylinders. So
they're going hard with it. Netflix is like,
yeah.
this is it. We've spent so much time and money on this. We're going out with a bang.
Yeah, and I don't know when we're gonna be recording our spoiler reviews because it does come out Christmas and New Year's Eve. But as you know, we did our whole spoiler review of Stranger Things 5 Volume 1 last week. We dedicated the whole episode to it. So if that was your first time checking out Nerdy Nice, thanks. We hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, we had different opinions on it, and a lot of people seem to appreciate that, the honesty, but also the discussion. And it was a really good chat. So if you haven't yet and you're finally caught up on Stranger Things, go back to our previous episode. It's all about Volume 1 of Stranger Things 5. So thank you for everyone who's checked that out. A lot of people did, and we really appreciate it. Our Spotify Wrapped came out for this year, and obviously Nerdy and Nice is only a year and a half old, but we have 75 or so episodes, and the growth we saw this year meant a great deal to us. We even had a decent amount of people who had us as their top podcast, which just blew our minds.
Love that.
One of them being one of our patrons, we saw Haas. So thank you, Haas, for that. And anyone else who listens to Nerdy Nights, whether you're TRB faithful or you just caught us and dig what we do on this show, thank you so much. But Lacey, I know you're a monster horror fan, so I know you're fired up for.
You keep saying that.
Lacey works with horror people, so that's what it is.
I do work with horror people. I am not a horror person, and it's comical to be in discussions with them where I'm like, nope, haven't seen that. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
But sometimes that just happens in life. You like are good at your job, so you work with people that, you know, you become fans, I would say. Like I pick and choose what things I watch because the next trailers, I liked one and I didn't like one. So 50%.
I think I know which, but let's get into trailer time. We have 2.
Oh, God, I love that movie.
All right, let's start with the first one that we both didn't like. We got Mother Mary hitting theaters, I'm guessing, but hitting theaters in April. Actually, both of these movies are coming out in April. Mother Mary stars Anne Hathaway. She's busy because she's got Devil Wears Prada coming out in May, I think.
She updated her Instagram, and she has 4 movies coming out next year. She has Odyssey. She has Devil Wears Prada. She has this.
She's in Odyssey
and something else. What was the last one? Someone posted about it on social. They were like, she just updated her, and her Instagram is just like 4 things coming up.
That's cool. I mean, hey, if you got it, flaunt it. So, but yeah,
so busy.
Mother Mary also stars Michaela Cole and Hunter Schafer. I'm not as familiar with those two, but obviously Anne Hathaway, big ticket name. She is primed to have a very big 2026, and she already has a resume that she could probably retire on at this point. But
Hunter Schafer's in Euphoria.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, Kathleen and I tried to watch that. I got like 2 episodes in. I'm like, I'm too old to be watching this. I feel weird. I felt really weird watching it. So I'm like, I'm not watching this.
That's my childhood friend's brother's show.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Sam Levinson.
Wait, I don't know what you're saying right now. What are you saying?
My friend's brother is Sam Levinson.
So you have a
the
friend...
showrunner of Euphoria.
Oh, I didn't. Did you ever tell me that?
Yeah.
Holy cow! All right, and you also know like Big Bird or something like that, or like Oscar the Grouch or something.
My friend's stepdad is Telly, the original voice, original voice of Snuffleupagus.
Oh, very good. Yeah. So you got so much cred. You're in the
some cred that has not even my cred. The funniest thing is both those people were in the same friend group.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, look at you though, podcast superstar extraordinaire. It's amazing. But listen,
no.
Lacey, what'd you make of the trailer for Mother Mary? One, was it a good trailer? We always have to ask that. And 2, any interest in the movie hitting theaters in April?
I believe this is A24, right? This came up as A24, which is like the leader in kind of independent, creepy horror stuff is A24, right?
Yeah.
Is this A24? Yeah, it is. I mean, look, I saw this trailer come through and it's Anne Hathaway, so I was like, sure, I'll watch it. This is weird. And it definitely came across to me like Lady Gaga premise. I feel like the pitch was it's Lady Gaga, but then she has this fashion designer that sacrifices something to the devil to get her popular or something. Because her outfits look very Lady Gaga-ish or like Katy Perry, I guess, esque. Um anyway, I saw Anne Hathaway. She's gorgeous. She's great. Wonderful. I'd give it a chance. But man, like I don't know, 15 seconds into this trailer, I was like, "What? This movie just looks too smart for me." Like it just looks beyond my ability to like really sit through it. Do you know what I mean?
That's honest and that's fair. I understand what you're saying.
Like an indie horror movie that's like really weird and out there. That's like supernatural possession, sacrifice stuff. It's really religious seemingly. Like I can't nope. Outside of my
Okay.
wheelhouse. I think it looks cool. It's
It does
A24,
look
so
cool.
their stuff always looks good.
Yeah, it does look
And
cinematic and
didn't
big.
A24 also distribute weapons?
I believe so.
I feel like they're just kind of like on this like straight line of like putting out horror, like weird, creepy horror stuff. I think people will either love this movie or not get it. And I'm the people that are not going to get it.
Yeah, it didn't really spark my interest too much, and something I just learned by just looking it up because I'm not too familiar with Michaela Cole or Coel. I don't know how she pronounces her name. I guess
Mm.
she played uh, a resistance operator in The Last Jedi. She was like resistance
Oh,
operator
nice.
number 1 or something. Yeah,
She
but
probably
she's
was like,
in
my moment.
yeah, but then she was in Wakanda Forever. She's in a bunch of stuff. I didn't see the
Cool.
sequel to Black Panther. I couldn't bring myself to see it after Chadwick Boseman passed. Uh, I don't know if people hate that take or not, but I couldn't get there. Um, but anyway, yeah, I mean, I do like Anne Hathaway. I actually am interested in what they're going to be doing with The Devil Wears Prada 2. I like the first movie, so I'm curious to how that's
I
going to
can't wait
go.
to see that. I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
I think that'll be good. But this one is definitely not on my radar. It looks like it's well made, like you said. I'm not going to repeat the things you said, so I'm sort of with you on that one. So
Beautifully shot. Yeah.
yeah, and the use of red in it, it just jumps out. Um,
Mhm.
but let's move on to something that's going to have a lot of red in it, and that's Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, April 10th in theaters. So I don't know if it's going to be going head to head with Mother Mary, but it seems like before the big blockbusters hit in May, the horror movies are trying to swoop in for like
Mhm.
the late spring uh, jolt here. But yeah, I remember watching Ready or Not. I know those guys moved on to make Scream 5 and Scream 6. But what do you make of this trailer? I know you're not a horror person, but did you like Ready or Not? And what do you think of the trailer for Ready or Not 2, which now has brought Elijah Wood into the fold?
I loved Ready or Not. I loved
Yeah,
it.
it was
I
good.
I
Yeah.
didn't expect it. I
Yeah.
watched it. I loved it. I bought the DVD, like the Blu-ray. I loved it that much, and it
Oh,
stuck with
wow.
me for, like, a really long time, like, I couldn't stop talking about how much I loved it, kinda like K-pop this year, like, I was like, "This movie is so good," and I kept talking about it all the time, which
What stuck so much with you with it?
I think it was first of all, it caught me off guard because 'cause I'm not a horror person, and this movie definitely is, like, got its spooky moments and jump scares and whatnot. I thought it was so original. I loved the production design on it, like, the whole house and, like, I thought, Sam is it Samantha Weaving? Is that her full name?
Samara.
Samara Weaving. I thought she was great. She led the movie, like, no problem at all, and the cast was just everybody was so, um, kinda made it their own. Like, no one was, carrying scenes, you know what I mean? They all kinda held their own. And the premise is just so original. I like the tie-in with, like, the whole game company thing, and the ending caught me so off guard that I was like, "What did I just watch?" But that last
Yeah.
shot, which is actually the first shot of this trailer, I love that tie-in, is like they jump right into the next one, is really cool. I really, really loved it. In fact, like, talking about it right now, I wanna go rewatch it. Like, I really,
Oh.
really love that movie. And when they announced they were making another one, I was like, "Hells yeah. I am there. I am ready to watch this." Um, I know they just wrapped last week on this movie. They wrapped, released photos, released a teaser, and then a trailer. Like, they moved quick. They were like, "We're
That's
done,
horror,
done, done, done."
baby. Yeah.
Yeah. And this trailer was so good. The way it
Yeah.
ties it reminds you they didn't even have to do, like, the previously thing. The way it's weaved through, of what happened in the last one, and then it kicks off with the shot of the ending, and then it gives you the premise of, like, how she's not done yet after everything she's been through. Oh my god, what a nightmare. Like, you would go through the whole thing of the first movie, and then they're like, "No, no, 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 now you gotta fight 5 different families."
Right.
I was worried they wouldn't know how to top the first one because it's so original, and they went, "No, we got it. We're good." And the fact that it has Sarah Michelle Gellar, sold 1,000 times. She is the best. She is one of the best actresses to ever exist in my
Oh,
life.
come on.
I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. I love her so much. And the fact that they have her doing stunt work in this movie, it looks like, where she's like flipping characters on the ground and she stabs her like Buffy would stab. I was like, I know they're doing this on purpose. I know this is fan service, and I love every second of it. I love that she's a big B. I love that she's like a little tougher than the dudes on screen. Like, I love that. Give me all of it. And they knew what they were doing when they cast her. And it is the perfect use of a character that is known for something so specifically, but yet aren't making her that role. Like, she's
Yeah.
not the good person. She's the bad guy, which is funny because they did something similar with Scooby-Doo, where she was Daphne, who kind of had this Buffy side to her, but it was still Daphne that was like a ditz. This
Right.
character is if Buffy was a bad person, and I love that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do like Sarah Michelle Gellar. When you said
Oh,
one of the
she's the
greatest
best.
actresses ever, though, I was like, oh man.
I love her. Her and Mark Hamill are the only people I've ever panicked in front of. Like, straight
Really?
up
That's
panicked.
amazing. Wow.
She walked in front of me at New York Comic Con. She was backstage and I was there doing social stuff. And I couldn't even ask her for a photo. Like, I usually would go up and be like, "Hey, can I get a photo for social?" Or, "Hey, do you want to say something?" I couldn't do it. I was so nervous. I was like, I can't. 10-year-old
That's
Lacey's
like
freaking out. I can't." And I walked away. I just looked at her from afar, appreciated her for who she was, and said, "Maybe next time."
that was me when I tried to talk to Harrison Ford at the after party for Indiana Jones. I looked at him. We were looking eye to eye. He was staring right at me, and I was like, "Mr. Ford, I just," and his friend like just sort of like brushed me away like I was a gnat on his shoulder.
You
And
didn't
then
get the wink like I did.
I think he literally brushed his shoulder where I like lightly touched his arm. But anyway, yeah, Harrison Ford was nice. He let the other people do the dirty work, I guess. But it was fun watching him dance and hang out with his friends in a very casual setting. But yeah, I love Sarah Michelle Gellar too. Like Cruel Intentions. I know you did last summer. Like obviously Buffy. She was even in Scream 2, and she had a really cool scene in that. So she's no like she's done horror. Like she's in 2 of the classic horror movies of the last 30 years. I mean, Scream 2 is not necessarily classic, but a lot of people hold it up as one of the better
Mhm.
sequels. So
Mhm.
she has her reps with horror, of course. She's not foreign to it. I do agree with you. I like her playing a bad guy. I thought she was an amazing villain in Cruel Intentions. So
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I know how
The
much of
biggest
a
bee.
I know how much of a horrible person she can play. I also think Samara Weaving, nepotism aside, because I guess she's Hugo Weaving's niece, Mr. Smith from The Matrix, among other things. But I
Mhm.
thought she was so good in that first movie. I really liked her a lot, and I wasn't very familiar with her, so I was really seeing that character. And it's just right back in the pocket here with, and you're adding Elijah Wood to it, who I love.
Oh,
So
he's so good.
Yeah, and he doesn't play villains often that I can remember, but he played a really creepy, like, I don't even know what he was, but he was like a cannibal, like a weird, awful killer in Sin City. Like he was really
Oh,
creepy in that
yeah.
movie. So I'm kind of excited for this too. I don't remember. I have to ask you why. Spoilers for the first Ready or Not. And then I have one major issue that I'll bring up, and then we'll move on. But
Sure.
why were they spontaneously combusting? I forget. I don't remember.
Because they had to kill her and make the sacrifice before the sun rose.
So it was a curse.
So they basically sold their souls to the devil or whoever to have wealth and power and the ability to live this luxurious life. And in
Oh
doing so,
yeah.
they would have to sacrifice people. So if someone wanted to join the ranks, they would have to defeat the game or whatever. Like, and that's why, like, anytime someone got married or did some type of thing to join the
Oh, I
family, they
see.
would have to
And
prove
Adam Brody
themselves.
was her
Who also
groom,
plays a
but
really evil person, and he did that in
Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body. He played like the same character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's pretty good too. But yeah, my only issue is get the 2 out of there, guys. Just call it Ready or Not, Here I Come. It just sounds stupid. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. Because the
That's a
whole phrase,
marketing thing. That is a marketing thing. The studio definitely pushed for that.
but I think it's a giant mistake because it just Ready or Not, Here I Come is a common phrase for hide and seek. It rolls off the tongue way more than, oh, you guys want to go see Ready or Not 2, Here I Come? As opposed to, want to go see Ready or Not, Here I Come? Like, I think it's moronic. I don't think it's going to affect the movie. It just bothers the hell out of me.
My favorite thing is when they announced they were making a second one, like everybody online was like, clearly they're going to do Here I Come. And it's like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that's why they threw the 2 in there. Be like, see? But all right, that's it for trailers. Ready or Not, we're looking at a thumbs up there. Mother Mary, not so much. Doesn't mean you can't like it, which is our opinions. All right. Let's hop into some news. We got some cool stories.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
Some wild stories this week that are kind of out of nowhere. I would say the majority of these stories just like caught me off guard, I would say, compared to So first up is a little bit of James Bond news, which is the actor that is the red hot favorite to play James Bond is the fiance of Dua Lipa, the famous singer. And it's Callum Turner. Now, he hasn't done a ton of big stuff, but he's supposedly the front runner for who's gonna play this character and is liked by Denis Villeneuve, who's the director.
Yeah.
Now, the last news we got from them is that Amazon would not give him creative control / write-off of the film. So, that is the first kind of the most recent news to come out of James Bond. So, the fact that they're looking at a James Bond is good news for me because as someone that lives in a household with a diehard James Bond fan, there is nothing more depressing for Matt than the fact that they haven't done a James Bond in forever.
Fair.
And that not only have they not released one, there's not really one being shot or marketed. And I didn't even think of this recently, but they stopped doing the Bondathon on Thanksgiving,
Oh,
which
I didn't
is
even
what
think about that. Yeah.
most people, including myself, learned about Bond and got into Bond was the Bondathon. That no
Yeah.
matter what on Thanksgiving, you just turn Bond on and it would be like, oh, the Bondathon. They don't
Yeah.
do it anymore.
Oh,
So
that's
a
kind of a
lot
bummer.
of people, probably younger than us, don't really know James Bond or haven't really gotten into him because there's no reason to. So if they pick this guy, he's a younger guy and maybe they're hoping to bring in younger audiences. But What do you think, John?
So he is English, which I guess you and I got to give you credit because you were like, well, James Bond is Scottish. I'm like, no, he's not. I'm like, he's English. And then we looked it up and it said he's Scottish. And I think what they did was they made him Scottish after Sean Connery became Bond because he's Scottish. And he was like, I'm Sean Connery. So I'm James Bond and he's Scottish. So I believe we looked it up. So I did not know that. But either way, he's British because it is in the UK. But this fella here, Callum Turner, is actually English. You know, he's a 6'2" white dude with brown hair. You know, if he fits the bill there. I don't know too much about him because I didn't watch the Harry Potter prequel movies, and he's in those.
I didn't, and nobody did because they stopped making them.
Yeah, he played Newt Scamander. Scamander? I don't even know if I am supposed to know who that character is. Is that Eddie? Is that Eddie Redmayne's character?
No, I think it's someone else in there.
Wait, what am I? Then what am I? Oh, no, he plays. Oh, he plays Theseus, the brother of Eddie Redmayne's character in those movies. Yeah, okay, that I got it now. Yeah, so I'm not super familiar with him. It's interesting, you know, his personal life. You brought up Dua Lipa. He was with Vanessa Kirby for 5 years prior to Dua Lipa. So
he was.
Yeah,
doing
he had
pretty
Sue
good.
Storm, and now he has Dua Lipa, who I can't even name one of her songs, but she's one of the biggest pop stars around, I guess.
You definitely can. Her music is played all the time in like shopping stores and like it's like you've heard her songs. She did the Barbie soundtrack. She was the main song for the dancing segment of the Barbie soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what. Okay, I know.
The big dance number is Dua Lipa.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And she's Barbie in that. She's the mermaid Barbie in Barbie.
So yeah, she's a big deal. I'm just old. So, we have Callum Turner, favorite, but you make a good point. Just because Denis Villeneuve likes him doesn't mean Jeff Bezos likes him. You know, so we will see what comes of that. But yeah, I don't have much else. But now you got me all upset about the Bondathon thing because there is a comfort of that, sort of like and I don't even love A Christmas Story, but I love the fact that I know between Christmas Eve and the end of Christmas Day, you can just pop on TNT and check in with A Christmas Story, which is nice. And I remember my dad would throw on Bond movies like after we're all like stuffed and tired on Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden you pop it on.
TV,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one it is. You're like, oh, License to Kill. All right, Timothy Dalton, let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they got to bring that back. That's what we have to do here. But
I
that's all
didn't
I got.
even think about it. But again, it's so funny that Matt and I are in such different like wavelengths of what we like. So he just brought up and he got so passionate about it. He's like, they don't even do the Bondathon anymore. I was like, we don't even have cable.
Did you tell him about the casting rumor here?
I think that's what kicked this off, and he was like, I don't know who that is.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Yeah.
Speaking of casting rumors, or I guess talk, is that Scarlett Johansson is in talk for the Batman 2 with Zoe Kravitz not returning as Catwoman. This is coming from Variety, which I think it came from someone else, I'm sure, because all these things now link to someone who said something else. The other news I saw similar to this story is that Emma Stone was spoken to first, said no, and then they went to Scarlett Johansson. So Scarlett is collecting franchises one by one. John, are you happy about this casting choice? Because I know you liked the Batman. I did too. I am kind of not into Scarlett Johansson anymore. I would like her to like take a little bit of a break. She's in too much.
I feel I know we've been agreeing a lot lately, but that was my exact thought. I don't know why I feel this way, but I'm tired of seeing Scarlett Johansson.
Does she like not want to be home with her husband? I don't, because it's just like she's never home.
She's like, can you do the weekday update too? Because I don't want you in the house right now. Do the
Just like
Monday update, do the Tuesday update, like go hang out with Michael Che every night because I don't want to keep doing these movies, but she's the highest grossing actor of all time, which is nonsense, you know, because she's in those Marvel movies. But I mean, it's not nonsense, it's true, but it's kind of like
and then she was in Jurassic World, which just banks on dinosaurs.
yeah, so it's so funny. The two people making a Miss Piggy movie turned down the movies that Scarlett Johansson took. So you got Jennifer Lawrence who turned down Jurassic World Regurgitation or whatever the hell that crap show was.
Regurgitation. Jurassic World Regurgitation.
Jurassic World
2.
Vomit everywhere. The minute I saw that CGI Snickers wrapper, I was like, this movie's gonna suck ass. And it did. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, no offense to Gareth
Jonathan
Edwards,
Bailey,
nice, but
Jonathan Bailey in that movie, who's also in Wicked, is the #1 grossing male actor this year.
Oh, this year. Well, Scarlett Johansson's all time though now. So
I know, but I'm saying like so similar thing.
Yeah.
Like he's in Wicked and Jurassic Park. She's in Marvel and Jurassic Park.
Look, Scarlett Johansson's a good actor. I think she gets overhyped a bit. I think
feel like
she's a
she
good actor,
dials it in. I don't know. I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of hers of late. I don't know why exactly. I still can't pinpoint it. And maybe it is she's been in too many things and she often just looks like Scarlett Johansson in those. But I don't really know what the role is. Like they haven't confirmed anything. These are a lot of rumors and stuff like that. So and it's been so long. I haven't seen the Batman since when it came out. I haven't watched it because it's a pretty long movie and it's very noir. I do want to rewatch it because Michael Giacchino's score is amazing in that movie. But I'm gonna see the Batman 2. We'll see if I get to theaters to see it. But yeah, I don't know. Like this didn't excite me, I guess is the best way to put it. Like when I heard it, it feels like something I should be excited about, but I was like, all right, I guess. Who's the DCU Batman? That's what's gonna get me excited.
Yeah.
Which I'm also nervous about. They're saying like Warner Brothers, like with this sale and stuff, like is this I really hope this doesn't like pull the carpet out from under James Gunn, you know? So I'm nervous about that.
I know. And right now the big fight with that, which is not on this list of news, but since we're kind of talking about it, is like the big fight now is that Paramount wants to buy WB. WB got offered straight cash from Netflix. Speaking of the Stranger Things stuff at the top of the show, they offered them a bag of cash. And insiders are saying that WB is like, well, might as well take the cash. And everyone now, they wrote a letter to Congress to step in because they think it's going to ruin the Hollywood industry if Netflix buys WB.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, how is that any different than if Paramount buys it? Because Paramount's been buying everything. We did that a month and a half ago? David Ellison, whose dad owns TikTok and everything else and Oracle, like he's buying everything up too, like Skydance and all these other things. You're telling me that that's not also a monopoly? So it's like, it feels like, you know, the same people arguing with each other about the same issue that they're all causing.
Yeah, I mean, look at Disney. They bought 20th Century Fox. They bought Lucasfilm. They bought Marvel, and it's like cool, but also we've seen fallout from that recently. So I agree. The sort of consolidation and monopoly stuff that George Lucas threatened years ago could happen seems to be going on. So
I mean, this has happened before. Yeah, this has happened before where it's like constantly moving around, but I guess we'll see. But I'm sad to see Zoe not. Yeah,
I'm not excited about Scarlett Johansson in the Batman. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I'm just not.
I loved Zoe Kravitz in the Batman. I thought she was
really
fabulous.
Good. Really
and she's
good.
Just like honestly, one of the most beautiful women ever. Like you see her on screen, you're like, oh my god. So she's gonna be missed. I love Catwoman. She's like my favorite female character in the Bat universe. So
they did sort of have her story end in the Batman where it would sort of make sense that she's not around anymore, but
you would hope.
But I'll reserve judgment in terms of what type of character Scarlett Johansson's playing. I'm not going to
I'm
not see
gonna
this
straight
movie or
judge.
anything, but
I'm not reserving
yeah.
judgment. I'm straight
Okay.
judging. I don't want to watch anything she's in right now.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Like, I don't think she's that good. And I think she's gotten by on a couple good Avengers movies. And then she's just kind of been like,
Well,
okay.
Lost in Translation, that really launched her.
I meant like mainstream stuff, I would say, like pop culture wise. And then she did The Ghost in the Shell, which I was like, this is just offensive. Like, you shouldn't be in this movie at all.
She was good in Marriage Story, as depressing as that was.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like she's everywhere and she just needs, I just want her to take a break. Like, go away for a little bit.
They should cast her in the next Home Alone movie.
Well, funny you say that, because Macaulay Culkin this week was talking about Home Alone because, again, Christmas time, everybody watches Home Alone. It is my yearly watch. I watch that every single Christmas time.
Yeah.
And he shared his ideas for a sequel, which I'm not going to lie, kind of caught me off guard because it's super depressing, but we're going to talk about it anyway. And he said, quote, I kind of had this idea. I'm either a widower or a divorcee. I'm raising a kid and all that stuff. I'm really working hard and I'm not really paying enough attention when the kid is kind of miffed at me. And then I get locked out. Kevin's son won't let me in and he's the one setting the traps for me. So, yeah. Everybody knows Home Alone. Came out in the 1990s. It was a box office blockbuster with 476 million worldwide in the 90s.
1990, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a very good sequel, you know.
Yeah, pretty good. I still think the original is the best. But do you think this idea would be depressing? Would you watch it? Thoughts? Is he just another actor that's trying to get it out there? Because I feel like that's the new thing, is if they were in something that's like beloved or nostalgic, or, you know, they're best known for a role which happened 10, 15, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. The press now goes, would you want to return to that character?
So
and
like
you're like,
Brendan Fraser in The Mummy?
Yes. Like everything. Everything.
And they're doing it?
Yes. Yes. Thoughts? Go ahead.
I really like Macaulay Culkin a lot. It's funny that I have a lot of thoughts about Macaulay Culkin because I feel I'll always feel connected to him because I was the same age Kevin was in Home Alone. He was 8 years old. I was 8 years old when that movie came out. I was like, I am Kevin. Like, it was.
My son looks like Kevin right now. He has a Macaulay Culkin haircut. I didn't mean to do it. It just kind of happened, and he has like a lightish blonde hair. Looks like Macaulay Culkin. Go ahead.
That's cute. But so I've always felt connected to him in that way, and he went through a lot of struggles after that childhood success because he wasn't cast in things, he wasn't taken seriously, and you could tell he went through a lot mentally. Obviously with his parents, he had a lot of problems, but also just not being able to be taken seriously as an actor. And I think he sort of gave up on that a little and stepped away for a long time. But even when he came back and he started embracing that, I am Kevin McAllister, I am him. And that it's sort of like when Carrie Fisher was talking about Mark, you are Luke Skywalker. I don't care what you say, just enjoy it. And I love that. But when he started coming back around, you could tell that he always had this nervous laughter and he had this anxiety still about, doing interviews and stuff. And recently, the past year or so, that's gone. And he's been very measured and calm and almost like he's finally come into being a grown-up version of himself. And I
think
really
his wife's
appreciate
really
that.
supportive too.
Yeah, and I'm really happy for him. And it has to be tough, but also he's happy for his brother winning an Oscar because he was the star and now his brother is, and that has to be tough as much as he loves and supports his brother. So I feel for him. But this movie, this won't ever happen because the first two are so good. Obviously, the first one's one of the greatest of all time, which I just learned recently as a tangent, but I think you'll like it. We both like Chris Columbus, the director.
Yes.
He, Harry Potter, Gremlins, Home Alone.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Do you know how it came to be that he became the director of Home Alone? Have you ever heard this story?
Isn't it John Hughes was supposed to do it?
Well, John Hughes wrote it.
Yeah.
So, but John Hughes also developed Christmas Vacation a year before, and Chris Columbus was supposed to direct Christmas Vacation.
And he
And
didn't like Chevy Chase.
He met with Chevy Chase, and he was like, he was the biggest a-hole I have ever met in my life. And everyone always says that. Like, Chevy
Everybody
Chase
hates him.
He's a garbage human being. And that's just like, and yeah, I'll watch Christmas Vacation, and I'll watch his movies and stuff like that. But everything you hear about this guy is that he's garbage. So Chris Columbus was like, told John Hughes, like, dude, I cannot make a movie with this guy. So he's like, I need this for my career, but I can't do this. And then a year later, or later that year, Hughes was like, how about this script? And he read it, and he's like, oh my God, I'm doing this movie. So it's a nice lesson in life. Like, sometimes when you want something or you need something and it doesn't happen, don't always fret, because maybe something better does come along. And I've seen that too. We were going to buy a house before we bought this one, and it would have been a total mistake if we did it, and it fell through. And the things happen to always, can work out sometimes. But this idea, Lacey, is ridiculous for so many reasons, especially with today's technology. Like, how you getting locked out of your house like for an entire movie? Like, that's just not happening. And I think he's semi-serious in saying like he wouldn't mind playing Kevin again, because he has sort of come to terms with the fact that he is him. But this is tongue-in-cheek. And it's a clever, funny little anecdote, but that's all. That's as far as it's going to go. They're not going to tarnish the first two Home Alones by making another one. And now before people comment and say, well, they already made 2 or 3 sequels, that's not it, guys. The brand's on it. It's like those American Pie straight to videos they did. Those aren't American Pie movies. Like,
well,
I
they
don't
did
care
a
if
Disney
Eugene
Plus
Levy
one.
came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made Home Alone, Not So Home Alone,
Home
or
Sweet
whatever the
Home
heck
or something.
Home Sweet Home Alone. Oh God, yeah. They should have called it Home Alone
Trash.
Ready or Not 3, Here I Come. They probably should have called it that. But what do you think? I think this is silly. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But I like that he's okay talking about it. He's like embracing it again, I guess I should say.
Well, first of all, I really like what you said, where it's like things tend to work out the way they're supposed to, because I mean, looking back on my life/career, one of the darkest, worst, terrible situations I've ever been in led me to being on this podcast and being friends with you. So it's just like, terrible situations happen. And you're like, what could be the point of me going through this? And then you get out on the other side of it and you're like, oh, that was the reason. I'm here. So I like that you said that.
Very cool.
Also, I met Macaulay Culkin once, and he was very, very private. I was backstage, and he came back, and I was like, hey, do you want to do some stuff for social? And he was like, nope. And I was like, okay. And like, you just move on with your life. And he just didn't want to do it. And I get it. And he was also chugging champagne backstage after Robot Chicken. And I was like, all right, enjoy your day. I also met Kieran Culkin, his brother, once at a bar, and that was a disaster. So I am 2 for 2 with awkward situations with the Culkins.
You got the Culkins, okay.
But yeah, I don't see this happening because I don't think they want to touch the franchise. I think it's really hard to, even looking back at like the original Home Alone, which I think is a perfect movie, that could never happen now because everybody has cell phones, everybody has Ring cameras, everybody has all these things. Like, you can't talk around or write your way around those things. Like, Home Alone came out at the perfect time when people still used landlines, where people, there was still this kind of suspension of disbelief that these things could happen. A power could go out, which would change this, that would leave the kid alone, and they're late for their flights. You couldn't even run through the airport now the way that they're running, or like traffic to O'Hare or wherever they're going in Chicago. Like, that would never happen.
Yeah.
It was just too perfect. And I just don't think that anybody would want to take on that.
They would have to live on like a ranch or a farm somewhere where there's no neighbors or anything, because with like today's technology, you just be like, go to your neighbor's house and be like, can I just use your phone or like use your cell phone and like text
Also, it would be
somebody or
hard for me as the viewer to see Kevin as the bad guy. Like as
and
the
also
dad, as a bad dad.
Yeah, exactly. Because then they would replace the two where they would try to have the kid be a lot like what we loved about Kevin, how he was this little kid in over his head, but he was also like very street savvy and smart.
But he was
So
but he was taking on bad guys. Like his parents
no,
were
exactly.
negligent,
Yeah.
but they weren't bad people. They still loved him. Like
Right.
this
Right.
story makes it sound like
He's a
Kevin
bad
McAllister's a
dad.
bad
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was
this
listening to someone.
obviously,
Go ahead.
I would just say this is obviously never going to happen, but it's funny to hear him talking about it.
Yeah, I was listening to a friend talk about, some movie. I forget what movie it was, but she brought up like divorced dad core. They're like some people just love movies of like divorced dads, like divorced dad
What?
core. Like
Wow.
you ever hear like grandma core or anything? Like it's like the core audience of that thing, like hardcore. They're into that. Anyway. Speaking of hardcore, this title goes so hard. Glenn Powell, my buddy, Glenn, is producing an R-rated teen comedy called The F Boat. Now I'm censoring myself, but that's what it's called. At Paramount, I don't even know how they're going to put this on signs and stuff. They're probably going to bleep it out or whatever. But yeah, so it's described as a high concept project in the vein of Risky Business and Easy A. The F Boat is a comedy written by Caroline Glenn and Sean Doherty and produced by Barnstorm's Powell and Dan Cohen. It was acquired by Barnstorm in a competitive deal with multiple bidding producers vying for this movie, which is interesting. But the plot details are currently kept under wraps. So he fought for this script, so he must really, really love it. And he seemingly has very good taste when it comes to movies so far, because every movie that he's been in or been involved with tend to make money and get attention. You and I grew up during the time of these raunchy.
Not Running Man. Running Man bombed.
Did it bomb?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think you know what? I think it came out at the wrong time. They should have pushed it over the summer. I don't know why they did it in the fall.
I don't want to speak incorrectly, but yeah, I mean it's only at 60 million now, and it came out a month ago.
They should have put it up over the summer. They released it at the wrong time, and they really didn't do that much marketing for it.
Yeah,
they had a New York Comic-Con panel, and that was like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you should have had Glenn Powell running everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I see your point though. He does tend to be appearing in things that do well. Like Twisters did pretty well. Obviously, Top Gun.
Anyone But You did well.
Top Gun well. Yeah, Anyone But You did very well. Yeah.
He's an internet darling. I'll say that. Maybe his projects don't do the best, but he always gets attention on the internet doing whatever he wants to do. And obviously, another one of our quick hits is that Chad Powers got renewed for season 2. So he's doing something right. You and I grew up during a period that R-rated teen comedies were the thing. Are you surprised that Glenn Powell's involved in something like this and or that these aren't going to make a comeback?
No, because I like to find common denominator themes with like actors when they talk about like why they do certain things. And Glenn Powell always he always seems to bring up the idea of memorable characters, and he loves things that once existed that don't anymore. And he said that like they don't make R-rated comedies anymore. What happened to teen comedies? And boom, he has a little muscle now. He's got the Paramount First look, and he's making an R-rated teen comedy. I mean, you're right. In the late 90s, obviously the 80s were huge for those, Porky's and all that type of stuff. And then it simmered down a bit. And then the late 90s exploded with American Pie.
Early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah. Once American Pie made its bank, they were like, all right, the gates are open. Make all your R-rated teen comedies. And they did. And then when that got a little stale, as that generation got a bit older, my generation, it's gone away. And I know a part of that is how do we tiptoe around, PC and like the appropriate behavior.
Mine was super bad. That was the big comedy for my age group.
That was like one of the last ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 17 years ago now, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
That was 06, 07.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not surprised at all that he's doing this. I'll watch from a distance, curious to see like what exactly this is going to be and who's going to be in it, because I don't know who the popular like teen actors are or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, good for Glenn Powell. As long as they make Top Gun 3, it's fine with me.
Yeah. So, do you have any thoughts on the Chad Powers thing? Because that's one of our quick hits.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed Chad Powers. There was certain predictability to it. So I'll probably watch a second season. Like, I wasn't like, this isn't like I was praying and hoping for it. And the way they posted about it, they were like, we're the answer to season 2 when, because people say that all the time for shows that they want more stuff to. We did MCLAUCHLAN to happen, of course. But he said, you don't need to say that for us. Chad Powers coming back season 2. I just think it's so funny that now we're getting a second season of a Hulu show starring Glenn Powell, just off of an idea that my favorite quarterback of all time, Eli Manning, had in a skit on like ESPN or whatever. So I'll check it out for sure. I'll watch it. But I'm not like, oh, thank God. I can't wait to see how they continue the story, because they left it open-ended in a way, but I just don't know how much more meat is on the bone as more and more people find out that he's really this different guy. So we'll see how it is, but I'm rooting for it to be good because I'm gonna watch it. So
yeah. Another quick story is Percy Jackson crew, which we were just talking about their billboard, but the actual team behind it, which people seem to love that series on Disney Plus, are now going to make a new Power Rangers TV show for Disney. I'm surprised at this only because I feel like they have a new Power Ranger every other day. Like, I feel like Power Rangers is the one franchise that keeps reinventing itself. Are you kids into Power Rangers or anything?
No, not really. Yeah,
it was so big when I was in kindergarten. I was obsessed with the Pink Ranger.
My brother too. Yeah,
I was the Pink Ranger for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. In first grade.
I had a crush on Amy Jo Johnson for sure. But my brother was big. He was like 5 or so when it was big. So around the same, like kindergarten or whatever. And I was already like 12 or so by that point. And I was like, nah, I don't really like this. They got the action scenes that were filmed 20 years ago in Japan mixed with the stuff filmed in a studio with the kids. And I was able to realize that. So I wasn't the biggest Power Rangers fan, so I'm not about to start with this new version. But maybe if people are still diehard fans, I don't know how big the subculture of it's still big. Yeah. So it'll probably make $1 billion, but I'm not really on the wavelength of it.
Yeah, the Power Rangers have been kind of a constant, especially with collectors. They love Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had such a funny, weird thing. I was such a weird little kid. Growing up, my mom would buy costumes, and you know how they came with like masks and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I would never wear the masks, and I would never do it. I would be like, no, I want people to know it's me. So my mom got me the Power Rangers outfit in first grade, and there's a picture of me standing there with the mask off, because I remember so vividly in my brain telling my mom, like, no, I'm not wearing the mask. My mom would be like, but that's the Power Rangers. I'm like, no, they know who I am. Like,
well, sometimes they took the helmets off, right? With the costume on?
I guess so. She had my hair in like a one pony on the top, like, half up, half down with like a big scrunchie or something.
Did you do all the moves and stuff? Like,
no, I just stood there like a weirdo, just like hands by my side, like the emoji that people use online when someone's being awkward. Like, that was me as a child. Like, anytime my mom took a picture, I'd just be like this. I'd be like, stand there, no smiling, no nothing, just chilling, being weird. Speaking of weird, the last story for what's happening, this one came like when I talked at the top, being like, this was the weirdest week of news. This, I think, takes the cake as like weird. So Vin Diesel is making a Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie, and he'll star in it and write it. It's a live action movie for Mattel, because we joke about this a lot, but Barbie did gangbusters in pop culture and at the box office, and they went, that's what people want. more toy movies.
Yeah,
Not
Matchbox
original.
coming with John Cena, right?
Not original ideas. People want toy movies. Diesel says that, quote, it will examine the role of competition in a world often measured by the strength and dominance that dares to reveal the power of compassion at its core. They know it's like the thing that just goes jig 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 dunk, jig 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 jig. Like, what are we doing? What
It's just the
doing?
deeper themes of when his head goes up and his neck gets big. It's like that's him reaching for the stars.
It's revealing the power of compassion at its core. Okay, I've had enough. Let's just get into what.
Shut up! You are Groot. Just shut up.
We could never leave the house, and would just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
Just where have we gotten at a point in pop culture that they're like, it really comes to the compassion measured in
I almost want this movie to 100% be made because I want to see Vin Diesel try to BS his way through a press tour, saying that this movie has like important messages and themes.
It's about family.
It's like, dude, first of all, those things break all the time.
I got one last year for Matt and I jokingly to play together for Christmas. It was like a joke, like, oh,
Yeah.
Rock'em Song. It broke within 2 seconds of using
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
never worked again.
Vin Diesel. All right, so Lacey Gilleran, what did you watch this past week?
So off the the binge of Stranger Things, I actually sat on my couch and watched Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, wow.
Because I am a sucker. I am the sucker, and Netflix knows this, that if they put that little icon in the bottom of the screen that says leaving in 3 days or leaving in 28 days, leaving on this day, I will watch it. I will say,
Leaving
I'll get this panic that I have to watch it before it leaves. Now, mind you, I have this movie on DVD. I don't need to watch it, but I watched it, and it is still so good. It's still so good. Everything about it. Reese is perfect in it. And you know what? It was one of the movies that I put on to watch by myself. And Matt walked in at one point and kind of sat down, and he watched the whole thing with me.
Oh, yeah, he liked it.
And at the end, he goes, that actually was pretty good. And I was like, I told you. I told you. Because it doesn't take itself seriously. And that's where rom-coms really shine, is when they make fun of themselves while also being this like beautiful, heartwarming love story. And that one does. Like, it makes fun of Southern people. It makes fun of Northern people. It makes fun of, like, you know, just ridiculousness. Like being like a Yankee versus being in the South. And it has really good actors in it too. That one lady that plays a bad guy in every movie, like Miss Congeniality, is the mayor, and she plays the bad guy.
You're not calling Candace Bergen that one lady?
That's Murphy
lady. Brown. Show some respect.
That one lady that's a bad guy in every rom-com.
Candace Bergen is a GD legend.
But anyway, it's good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. However, the one thing that bothers me about that movie that I will stand by is the use of the song Sweet Home Alabama makes me want to punch something.
Why?
It's so unnecessary. It just feels like it's too forced. You
don't like the song, or it's too on the nose?
No, I like the song. It's just too much. Like, they play it at a country fair at one point, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. Everyone's like, stand for the national anthem. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You're in the South. It's a catfish festival. Sure. At the end, where they're about to dance, and she turns and she goes, put on a slow one. And then they put on Sweet Home Alabama, which is not a slow song.
Right.
Rage. And speaking of Rock'em Sock'em Robots, they put them on the top of the wedding cake at the end to be like, they hate each other. Get it? Yeah.
Is it a Tom Cruise cake?
No, but I really want one.
Yeah, let's buy
Guys,
a couple.
I'm trying to convince John to get a couple
I'll
Tom
get.
Cruise
Yeah, I mean
gigs.
it's outrageous, but I've never had it, so let's experience.
People are getting them. They've started
high
announcing.
society.
It's become such a thing now. There are people are like, look what cake I got. I'm like, you work in an office of 45 people at Empire Magazine. Like, of course you got one.
Right.
Like, come on. Anyway,
do you know who probably never saw the movie Sweet Home Alabama?
Who?
Neil Young.
Is he the one that sings that song?
So Neil Young wrote a song called Southern Man. And the reason why this song Sweet Home Alabama exists is that was Lynyrd Skynyrd's response to Neil Young's Southern Man, which they did not take kindly to. So that's why in the song they say, I heard Neil put him down. I hope Neil Young will remember Southern Man, don't need him around anyhow. So that's that was a rivalry.
Need him down anyway.
So, yeah.
Didn't
So
they
if you listen to Southern Man,
didn't they die?
I guess they took most of the band died in a plane crash. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll remember something like that, and I'll be like, "Don't say it out loud," and then I say it out loud. So I'm sorry if I just offended someone. I didn't mean to.
Well, what else did you watch?
So the other thing I watched was my son has activated his first obsession. He recently turned 2. For everybody, thank you for the birthday wishes. That was very kind of you. Can't believe it's been 2 years already. He activated his obsession. Is with Mickey Mouse. He's obsessed with Mickey Mouse.
That is so
Carries it
cool.
around. Loves Mickey. Anytime Mickey's on screen, Mickey Mouse. He has to have Mickey Mouse waffles in the morning. Very much into Mickey Mouse. So I put on the Mickey Mouse Very Merry Parade at Disney for 2025, which is funny because I thought of us in Japan where you were like, this guy's next to us recording this ride for his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And that's literally what I was watching. And he was really excited. But this person, like, it was the Very Merry Christmas Party. So they recorded the whole night of shows. So then there's this bit where they do a show where they sing a bunch of songs with these 2 random singers, which one of the guys is like so out of tune. I was like, how is this the guy?
So
it
they
was
were
like
live singing?
Yeah. So it was this woman
wow.
and the guy, and they're like kind of the hosts. And then they bring out the characters, interject in between. But the guy was so off. I was like, this is cringe. Stop singing.
Yikes.
But yeah, anyway. The thing that bothered me, this is going to be a little bit of a Lacey rant right now. And this is pretty typical of me, that I pick one thing and I just really get in there. They sang the happy ending song of A Muppet Christmas Carol in this show with Mickey Mouse and all his friends and Alice in Wonderland and Mad Hatter and all these people sang together in a joyous chorus with no Muppets. And I'm like, how the F do you sing the song without Kermit the effing Frog when you
agree.
own the IP Disney, but you have Joe Schmo over here who's off like 3 keys and he's singing the song, but you can't have Kermit or Miss Piggy or Michael Caine singing the song? Like, what are we doing?
You think Michael Caine's gonna fly down there for that at 90,000 years old?
No, but it would be better than that guy that they had. Even Goofy was singing
down there to sing that song, that bloody song.
Even Goofy was singing more on key, and his whole bit is to sing off key than this guy in the silver suit. Oh my God. And he hits that last note. And I was literally doing this. I was like, oh God, does he not hear? Does he not hear himself? Guys, stop.
Not good.
If I was his like person next to him, because it was like his co-host, I would have looked at him and been like,
But did the Archman like it or what?
oh, he loves Mickey. And he'll just point out the whole time, there's Mickey. There's Mickey. Mickey.
I was
There's
talking
Mickey.
to you off recording about how cool that is, because there's so many characters now, and like back in the day when I was a little kid, everyone's favorite was like either Mickey or one of the core, few characters there. But now it's, Moana, Monsters Inc. There's so many characters where I feel like Mickey isn't as popular as he was. He's still the main guy, of course. But it's cool that your 2-year-old is like, no, I'm a Mickey guy. That's cool.
So a really kind of funny, weird coincidence. My parents recorded on like one of those big ass like camcorders. Remember those big things?
Oh my, yeah, my dad had that.
My dad had one. It like did a full VHS. Recorded my second birthday. And it was like all my family. My sister was there, my cousins, and I was 2 years old. And I was unwrapping gifts and I opened it up and I pulled it up and I go, "It's Mickey." And I was obsessed with Mickey. And the thing is the way I say Mickey Mouse is the exact same way Archie says it.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm like,
are you able to show him? Can he watch a video? Like, do you have the video? Can you show it to him?
I have the video somewhere. I think my mom has it at her house. I've been trying to like move our VHSs to digital to save them from the. Did I mention I sent all my VHSs to one of those companies that's like, we'll digitize your stuff?
You send everything?
I sent all my stuff to them. They digitized one video and then they sent it back saying we can't touch any of these. None of these work.
Oh, wow.
And they held on to them for 6 months.
That's crazy.
So they took my videos for 6 months and charged me $60 or $80 or whatever it was. They gave me, I think, $30 back, but they did nothing. But anyway, I say Mickey Mouse the same way as Archie does. So I just laugh because I'm like, oh,
cool.
I liked Mickey Mouse. And it was a Mickey Mouse that like you tied its shoes and like put its buttons together. I think I still have it somewhere. I should find it.
Find it, clean it up, pass it down.
Mickey Mouse. Anyway.
Very good.
I love how every time I have nothing to discuss, I have longer discussions than the things that I actually have discussed.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance for over an hour that nobody's going to find out what I watched this week, and that's okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I watched, well, I'm not done with The Beast in Me, but I've started that on Netflix. It's one of the more popular shows on Netflix right now, but it's Claire Danes and Matthew Rhys. Matthew Rhys has been in a bunch of stuff, but I know people loved him in The Americans. He's a really good actor, and Claire Danes is still a really good actor too. And Brittany Snow's in it, and she looks like as hot as ever. So good for her.
I love that you're like, Matt Rhys, so good. Americans, Emmy nominated. Like,
yeah.
Juilliard.
Right.
Claire Danes, classic. Classically
Yes.
trained. Brittany Smoke Show, Brittany Snow.
Smoke Show, Brittany Snow. Well, I mean, she just did that show, The Hunting Wives, which
I know she's like naked the majority of the show.
Yeah. So,
I get it.
but she's really good too. But I mean,
she is good.
She looks exceptionally good in this show. You know. But anyway, that show so far so good.
The fact that you still were like, these two actors are so good. This girl's just a babe.
She is. Who's gonna deny that? She is. She absolutely is.
The lead up was just
the way. I mean, she really bounced back after everything John Tucker did to her. You know, so.
I loved that movie when it came out.
I bet you did.
Weirdly obsessed.
Who was in that? Ashanti, it was in that, right? What a time!
I bought that soundtrack.
Of course you did. It was on your Spotify Wrapped before Spotify had it Wrapped. All right. Anyway, let me get to the show. So The Beast in Me it's definitely a cat and mouse. Are you gonna let me do this or not? I
can't get over the fact that you led with these two other actors and how good they are. And then you're like, but she's a babe. Like her rack though.
Like you haven't talked that way about Glenn Powell. You're like, but Glenn Powell, his abs. I'm
just saying you couldn't start with like, hey, she's really good in the show. Also,
she's hot. I don't know what to tell you. She is. She's also good in the show, but she's exceptionally hot in the show. And she's not naked or anything. She's just hot. But I'm sure people want to find out what I think about the show, which is.
I have a video saved of Brittany Snow. She is the ultimate millennial pauser on social media. So she does this thing where she'll start a video and she'll like stand there and then she'll be like, "Hey guys." So someone did a supercut of all her millennial pauses. So that's what I think of when I see Brittany Snow.
I think what I said was nicer than what you said. I actually
Why?
complimented her.
It's
Because I
funny.
actually give her a compliment.
Why is that not a compliment? I just said it's a funny video.
That she's a pauser?
Yeah, millennial pause. Like before the video starts, it's when people post videos and they don't realize that they're recording for a few seconds.
Oh, yeah. Well, good for it's charming. It's charming.
It is. Also, she has those like very big blue eyes, so she's just staring at the camera.
Very, very big blue eyes.
Yeah.
But anyway, the show is a very good like cat and mouse type of thriller, which is one of my favorite types of shows. And it's about Claire Danes, who's this author, and she gets wrapped up into this world with these this wealthy guy who has a controversial past, and he ends up being her neighbor. So it feels like a little bit of like Disturbia, but it's always this very cat and mouse type of suspense, and I love that. So far so good. I'm about halfway through. It's a limited series too, so it's sort of like you're watching, all bets are off. They're not going to be a cliffhanger or anything. So check out, if you haven't yet, The Beast in Me on Netflix. Good show so far. And then Task, an even better show. Mark Ruffalo led show on HBO. Just soup to nuts, start to finish. Again, this is also a limited series. At least this story, they may pick it up with his character. He plays a task force leader for the FBI. And it is just a very well acted show with a really strong cast. And I gotta say, this dude doesn't get enough credit or work, but I've seen him in just a couple of things, and he's really good in both of them. And it's this guy, Tom Pelphrey. Do you know who that is?
Why do I know that name?
So he was in Ozark. He played the wife's brother, Wendy's brother. But then in this show, this guy stole the show. And Mark Ruffalo,
he's in a bunch of stuff I've never seen. He was in Iron Fist, Banshee, Love and Death.
But let me just tell you, like, this guy can freaking act. And like, I was like, holy cow. Like, this guy's like outshining Mark Ruffalo, who's a very good actor, obviously, in his own right. So like, get this guy in Star Wars. Like, let's get this guy in bigger stuff. Tom Pelphrey, I'm a fan, dude. You're really good. Like he should get nominated for this show. I really think he should be nominated for this show. But this is the type of show also, there's a little mystery to it, but it's again, just more of a very suspenseful drama in the vein of like an Ozark, but I think it's better than Ozark. I think all the actors in the show carry their weight. It's a great supporting cast, and they landed the plane with the story too. I highly recommend people watching Task. It's one of my favorite shows I've watched in a couple of years. I'm not even kidding. Task on HBO Max, it's called, right? Still, which I have via Disney Plus. But if you haven't watched Task, watch Task. It's really good. I can go on about this cast, like Allison Oliver's great, Emilia Jones, Martha Plimpton, who's been around. She was in Goonies, like now she's in her 50s in acting. Fabian Frankel, like the whole cast, just so strong. It's such a well-crafted show. Bravo. Who wrote it? I just want to see because I didn't even look.
Nice. It sounds good. What is it about?
So it's about a task force leader who has gone through some personal trauma in his life, and he has to take down this series of robberies that are happening that end up being connected to a larger crime group, which is
interesting,
outlaw bikers. But it is a really good show, so everyone watch Task, and that is it. Watching my New York Giants just be a sinking ship in the NFL. But anyway, and Lacey Gilleran, I believe you've locked up first place in our TRB Fantasy Football League. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, that is it. We are late in the game here on the show. So thanks everybody for listening or watching. And if you're still listening at this point, thank you. Thank you so much. That means you're a diehard. So we appreciate it. And thanks to everybody again for the Spotify Wraps. And we had a lot of growth this year. We appreciate it so much. If you'd like to support Nerdy and Nice beyond listening and watching, you can join the Patreon, patreon.com/TRB podcast. Tomorrow night, we're doing a watch along of Home Alone. So join us on Patreon. We're going to have a really good time. I'm going to make spiked hot cocoa or something, have some cookies. We'll see what we're doing, but we're going to have a good time watching Home Alone on Patreon. So if you are a patron, we hope to see you. And if you're not, $5, first tier gets you in the door. And we have so many other things on our Patreon as a thank you for your support. We have mini episodes. We have Discord servers. We have holiday hangout we're going to be doing. So many awesome things on our Patreon. So thank you all. And that is, again, patreon.com/TRB podcasts. But that is it for us. Lacey, where can people chat you up?
People can find me on social media at Lacey Gilleran, at It's Lacey Gilleran on TikTok, and of course on TRB.
Yes, we'll be back with TRB live Thursday night. For me, Johnny Hoey on Blue Sky is the best spot. And you can also hear me with Lacey on TRB, as we just mentioned. And I have my movie podcast, Just Like the Movies. We got an episode on Casino coming out this week. I don't know when I'm going to record that, but we'll figure it out. But thank you all so much for getting nerdy with us. Have a great week. Patrons, we'll see you tomorrow for Home Alone. And Star Wars fans, we'll see you Thursday for TRB. We never stop. So we'll see you next time here on Nerdy and Nice. See you around, kids.